these days war's just about.
Yeah.
Whenever they go somewhere, you're like, what is it they want there? Because there's a lot of other countries that need helping that they don't go into.
Yeah.
That's like, well, what, they don't have any resources that you need?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's always easy to sit back and second guess. You should have done this, you should have done that. But in the heat of the moment, I've always said that even about something as simple as when you watch people play sporting events, whether it's rugby or American football, these people sit there and go, oh, you fucking idiot. How could you not catch that? How could you not see that ball coming? I said, well, you're at home in an armchair watching TV, comfortable. Imagine being on the field. You're at ground level. You got the other team around you. Your adrenaline's pumping. You're running. You know the guy's going to throw a ball. There's somebody here. He hooks the ball at you. Now this person here suddenly just moved, and you're seeing the ball. You got a split second to catch that ball now. And you're like, well, why did he miss it? It's like, well, I saw it. Yeah, you're at home. You've got 20 camera angles. You got cameras overhead on those fucking cables. Of course, you saw the ball coming. You're not in the heat of the moment. So these people that sit there and go, well, we should have caught that. Look, what is he, blind?
Oh, and also, too, like going, you know, well, how come you didn't make it?
Exactly. Or even like, do they realise whether it's cricket or even baseball? You know, some of these bowlers are coming in and they're bowling that ball. Do they really know what it's like to stand there and have a ball coming that fast at you? Yeah. Even though you've got protection on, to have that eye and hand coordination to hit that ball. Yeah. Oh, fuck, he missed it. It's like, well, you go do it. Yeah. I like to see these guys who sit at home and complain. They get like a professional bowler, bowl a ball at them. Yeah. Full on and go, let's see how you like it. They'd be like, ah. Yeah. It's like, even sometimes when you watch them at home, even tennis, because you've got two great tennis players. But if you're just a normal person, imagine getting someone like Djokovic serving up to you. By the time you raised your racket, you'd be like, fuck, the ball, it's gone already.
No, worse. So you started like aiming at you.
I'd have it hit you. It'd be like one of those baseball pitching machines that just throws the ball at you. Have you seen them? Yeah. It's like, it's crazy. It's like, to us, when they got people who were so, like you said, you get like I said, you'd be like, you wouldn't last a second. All you see would be the ball over hit you or the ball go past you that quick, or be like, you know, like you said, with you do it like I said, oh, look at this guy, he's a shit fighter. You get in the ring with him. You'd probably have, maybe you get in the ring with someone like Mayweather. You'd probably put your hands up, and before you knew it, he's probably like, bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't even see it.
You'd be like, you'd wake up and go, what happened? Oh, he hit you 10 times before you even blinked.
Yeah, like these guys are making serious money because, you know, you look at those quarterbacks in America and, you know, there's only how many of them in the competition.
Exactly.
And even then, there's ones that aren't you know, nowhere near the top tier guys.
And like you said, imagine having that, you got to be a quarterback too. You've got to be that cool. You've got to have faith in your team. Yeah. You're standing back there ready to catch the ball, or you're going to throw the ball. Yeah. But you've got to be that calm and look where to throw it. All the meantime, you know, the other team's coming to rush you, so you've got to pray that your team is going to stop them. So all you're focusing on is throwing that ball. That takes a lot of calmness and, you know, pretty much skill to do that. Because like I said, I'd be busy looking around, who's going to fucking hit me? Because like I said, if your team member doesn't stop him, you're going to get drilled.
Those guys, we're humans. They're something else, like, you know, like athletic and intelligent.
Even be like I said, like you said, the police or the military. You know, like I said, you can have training in that, but like I said, you can go through all the military training in the world. But the actual when it's time to go to war, you're on that battlefield, and now there are people actually, you're there and bullets are actually flying past your head and bombs are going off. It's a total, this ain't no fucking video game or no shooting blanks, you know, training at home. You're in the field where you hear a bullet zip past your head. If your head was a little bit more that way, you ain't going home to your family. So, you know, it's crazy when...
No, well, that's when those journalists went for the Special Forces guys, the Australian ones. And, you know, I don't know what they did. Did they do it? But my whole thing is that there's monsters out there. We need, if you want to fight a monster, you need another monster.
Exactly. You can't go being nicey nice. They're like, in war, there's no... Yes, okay, they have a Geneva Convention and they have rules of engagement, but when somebody's out there and you're fighting people that are pretty barbaric, that have no rules, you can't be nicey nice. It's like you said, it's you or them, and sometimes in the heat of the moment, shit goes down. If someone's coming at you, you're going to kill them. You're not going to be asking them questions where, like I said, I had a friend, he still had nightmares where he said that, they were on patrol in Vietnam back in the day, because I used to go shooting with him. And he said he had to kill a kid who was, like he said, probably would have been 6 or 7. But he just, it was time to change shifts, and his mate was on patrol. And he just saw this kid coming across, and he's just thinking it's a young kid. But yet that young kid walked across with a grenade, threw it, blew his friend up and killed him. So he had to shoot the kid. And he goes, normally you're never going to shoot a 6-year-old, 7-year-old kid. No. But in war like that, when they use children to do shit like that, it's sadly that's, you're going to get killed. And sadly in war now, when you see like these terrorist groups, or they'll hide behind innocent people and use them as hiding amongst the innocent, where if you want to get to the bad people, sometimes there's going to be casualties of war.
No, well, those one of the things that those guys got accused of is that they'd get, one guy was accused, I think, that he'd make the new guys shoot someone to make sure they were up for it. Mm-hmm. And, like, obviously I'm not saying that's the right thing to do. I'm not going to comment because I've never done what those guys have done. But, if if I'm going into a situation with guys and I'm relying on them, we've got to work as a team.
You can't have someone that's going to hesitate.
And the guys that we're talking about, these special forces guys, they're dealing with the worst of the worst. So
let's just say, like you said, they're going through buildings. They've got to clear a building.
Yeah.
If you're in the middle there and someone's kicking doors down, you got this thing, and you got someone behind who's watching your back, and if there's some terrorist guy coming up from behind, and you've got a friend who's like, oh, I don't want to shoot him. Guess what? He's going to start shooting you. So you got to have someone that you trust 100% that when shit hits the fan, they can pull that trigger and drop him, because...
And also, where they're operating, you find a bad guy, you've seen him do bad things, he's a bad guy. Like, what do you if you can't take him back and like...
I know you can't let him go. It's like if he goes and he's going to go warn the others. What was that? What was that movie? Was it not American Sniper? There was the other one. Was it Jake Gyllenhaal? Where they had was it Lone something? What, not Lone Survivor? I think it would have been Lone Survivor, where they got caught behind enemy lines, and a few of them, thinking there was a goat farmer, and they were going to shoot him. They're like, oh no, we better not. But then he went down and told the Taliban, and all of a sudden they're under fire. They're like, we should have just shot the guy because he...
Just things like that. Like, how do you judge someone? Like, I feel so sorry. Like, the thing is that, these people aren't making the people that got them over there accountable.
Exactly.
And then the shit goes down.
And then, like you said, then everyone's sitting back playing armchair quarterback. He shouldn't have done that. He should have done this. It's like, you don't know what you do in that situation. No. Like I said, when you're at war, and like I said, and today... Like I said, we go over there, the Americans or the Australians, we got uniforms on, who's who. Generally with a lot of those places they're going, you don't know who the enemy is. Yeah. They can be just looking like a normal... How many times have you seen a suicide bomber? There's a woman, she just walks out, you think, oh, she's just a friendly woman, suicide vest on, boom, blows them all up, and even kids, so it's a crazy situation. So to put them down and say, oh, these are war crimes and that, I think... Anyone that gets killed, they could say it's a war crime, because in war there's really no winners. But when you're in that situation, you're trying to come home and do the best you can, and you haven't got time to sit there and go, okay, like you said, you see how many times have you seen those videos where they're at a checkpoint and the car's driving towards them and they're telling the car to stop, or we're going to shoot. It's like, okay, is it a car just full of an innocent family, or is it a car loaded with bombs? It's like you've only got so much... You can only give so much before you got to open fire and kill them, and then it's like, well, okay, we shot some innocent people, but okay, it was like,
well, I think
where do we draw the line? Because, like I said, if you told them to stop and they keep coming, and you've had car bombs and that sort of shit, it's like I said, you can't second guess. Really, it's got to be okay.
I think the real war crime is, if you use Afghanistan and Iraq, is that people went in there and their idea was to make it a better place. over 20 years later, trillions of
It's
dollars
worse.
later, lots of deaths.
I think it's worse now, isn't it? Because now,
People made a lot of money.
oh yeah,
And I don't know of any, like, I don't know of anyone that was in the decision-making process that, you know, have been made stand trial or had their actions questioned. And that's where
like
the
you said,
real crime
they're the
is.
ones. They're the ones that have made billions. You know, like
trillions.
Oh yeah, like Halliburton and
Yeah.
Cheney and all those
Yeah.
people. It's like they don't send their kids in either. It's everybody else's kids that get sent in, but it's stupid. It's like crazy. Wars are never, like you said, these days wars just about.
Yeah.
Whenever they go somewhere, you're like, what is it they want there?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
there's a lot of other countries that need helping that they don't go into.
Yeah.
That's like, well, what? They don't have any resources that you need?
Yeah.
But if there's something there that they want, look at this whole Ukraine thing and that's still going on. And I'm thinking,
Crazy.